So, this is the first ever episode of High Speeds and High Seeds Podcast. I know, great, woohoo! Today I will just be talking about my summer trips, which I went to Strickers Grove, Holiday World, Kentucky Kingdom. I went to Kings Island a few times, so I'll just briefly talk about that. I also went to Kings Island Haunt on Friday. Today is Monday, October 13th. I'm recording. This will probably be out at least by Friday this week, so by the time I edit it, but hopefully everyone's having a great day today, because I'm having a great day personally. Um, like, it's almost over, because this is 8 p.m. at night, But, I will also be briefly talking about, my rankings of the rides after I explain it. I'm not gonna be alright, so, number 1, Steel Vengeance. Here's my reasoning. I'm going to explain each coaster when I, talk about the overall park. So I'm just gonna be, briefly talking about it. Number 2, Siren's Curse. Number 1, Steel Vengeance, Cedar Point's just an example. I've never been to Cedar Point myself, actually. But yeah. So let's get this started, We're in, a good vibe, we're in, a good motion, Let's just, lock in here, get to work. So, I'll start with Strickers Grove, since it was my second park. I'm not really gonna talk about Kings Island that much. I'm only gonna talk about Kings Island Haunt. I went to Kings Island a lot of times this year, at least 10, maybe 15, which is pretty good. So, Strickers Grove. It was a really good park, little amusement park. It had 2 roller coasters and a lot of flat rides. Their 2 coasters were Teddy Bear and Tornado, both wooden coasters. I feel like they are missing that one coaster, which could make them a kind of standout park in the middle of nowhere, because it is in it's next to a pumpkin patch. Just so you know. This park is actually really good. If you're out there and it's an open day, I would definitely hit it up real quick. Get those 2 coaster credits. They weren't one and done coasters. I feel like you could do them multiple times and you would be like, dang, that was a lot of fun. It just wasn't the greatest, I mean, their major coaster, Tornado, is a clone copy of Woodstock Express at Kings Island. So, a major coaster at this park is a kiddie coaster at Kings Island. It just proves the difference between small parks and bigger parks like Kings Island compared to Strickers Grove. Just a great example of those parks that never really get their shine. You know? Like back in there's a reason they haven't got a coaster since 1996, I think. And it's because they're they're open 5 days a year usually. I don't know if that's true. That's just an exaggeration. So it's really hard to get to those coaster credits. I mean, and they're fun coasters. Teddy Bear which is a super small wooden coaster. I mean, if Tornado is a kiddie coaster at Kings Island, I don't know what Teddy Bear would be, because this thing is smaller than Tornado. This one was a pretty good coaster, I guess. It had some small pops of airtime every once in a while. But I rode with my friend, who's 6'4" currently, which is crazy. So we were just slamming into each other. It was really fun. It just hurt a lot. I would say it's a one and done coaster credit. Maybe like a few more rides, just to like get that re-ride. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's just like gotta re-ride it. Like kind of that situation. Whereas Tornado, you can just like, it's pretty good, I will say. I don't really have much to say about it though. It's kind of just like up and down, and like it's just Woodstock Express. It's really good, like it has good pops of airtime, and I find it really fun when you like duel with the cars on the road, because you're right next to that road. It's really fun. Um, but yeah, they also have some good flat rides. Um, so they're actually really good with flat rides. They have some really like top tier flat rides. If they could get that drop tower and like one more roller coaster, I think it would be more of a standout park, especially the drop tower. I would love to see a drop tower in Strickers Grove. Just it probably will not happen. I wish it would, like get that steel like coaster. That would be like a dream. That would be like Fun Spot Atlanta, like they have those two small like Wild Mouse Kitty coasters, and then they have Airy Force One. Like why can't Strickers Grove get their own Airy Force One? No, I'm just kidding. That would be dope. That would be like totally awesome. Well, Fun Spot Atlanta is like a chain owned park, whereas Strickers is a family owned park who hasn't really like gotten anything new in a long, long time. For obvious reasons, it's open 5 days a year and probably doesn't get that much revenue. I will not be surprised if this park closes in the next few years. I mean, that would be terribly sad, just like I don't want that to happen. It just probably will due to the fact that they're open some less than 10 days a year. It's just really sad that like it doesn't it's not open more, cuz like I would visit this park a lot since it's like literally down the road from my house. Like I live like less than an hour away from it. So like if it was open more, I'd be like, okay, let's just like re-ride some coasters. So it's a pretty good coaster or park. I mean, let's see. I'll go Kentucky Kingdom next since it was technically my next park, not including Kings Island. Kentucky Kingdom was a awesome park, like it had a lot of good roller coasters. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, my Strickers Grove Tornado is better than Teddy Bear. That's my ranking. Tornado 1, Teddy Bear 2. Um, Strickers or not Strickers Grove. Kentucky Kingdom is a good park. Yeah, it got bought by Hershend. This year along with Kennywood, who Hershend owns Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. Oh yeah, hold on. But back to Strickers Grove. Me and my uncle were talking. He records most of my POVs except for my Kings Island ones. Um, Me and him were talking, and he was like, "Hey, I saw this thing. They recorded a movie at Strickers Grove, and this was a while ago. It's called Nutcrackers. It is, excuse my burp. It is a Christmas movie, and the opening scene involves kids like breaking into Strickers Grove and riding rides, and then they kind of leave real quick. I didn't watch the actual movie. I literally like heard about it. I'm like, okay, I'll watch the opening scene, and then I was like, all right, I'm not watching this movie. I might watch it during like November or December. I'm not like gonna watch it for fun in October. That could just be a me thing though. But yeah. Okay, back to Kentucky Kingdom. So Kentucky Kingdom has 5 roller coasters. They actually just got rid of their Vekoma SLC T3. I'm pretty sure is what it's called. Or what it was called. They also got rid of. So me and my cousin who went there, we went to the amusement park and the water park, and we also saw what looked like an old River Rapids ride. You Kentucky Kingdom people, like, pass holders that like have been going for a long, long time, we'll have to like fact check that if there was a River Rapids ride, because I'm pretty sure I saw like a station for some type of River Rapids water ride, some water ride, but it was like empty and like plants were rotting over it. It was really interesting. Um, so the roller coasters, they have 5. They have Lightning Run, Chance Hyper GTX. They have Hollyhock and Roll, once known as Roller Skater, when whoever once owned them. I forget who owned them before Hershend. Um, Hollyhock and Roll. I don't know who that was made of. Here, let me check real quick. Oh, I know. Okay, I'll just like skip the 2 I don't know who made them, but Wind Chaser, which is their RMC hybrid. And then they have whatchamacallit, Kentucky Flyer. Yeah, they have Kentucky Flyer, which is a Gravity Group family coaster. And then Hollyhock and Roll is a Vekoma. Yeah, so it's made by Vekoma. And then Woodland Run, once known as Thunder Run. Oopsie. Was made by Din Corporation. So I kind of find that interesting. So Woodland Run. Oh, Philadelphia Toboggan Company made their trains, who made the Racer and Woodstock Express, but didn't make Tornado at Strickers Grove. Ralph Stricker, I'm pretty sure, worked at Philadelphia Toboggan Company and like took the roller coaster, just like cloned it to his park, Strickers Grove. So yeah, those coasters all fun. I'll just review them during the rankings since I didn't review them when I just told you about them. But Kentucky Kingdom is a really well park. I do find it kind of weird that like Lightning Run and Kentucky Flyer are kind of like separated by this road and the water park. They're kind of isolated to the rest of the park, which is like the main area. It's the Discovery Meadow. Yeah, Discovery Meadow. That that was a great revamp. I saw the old area and it kind of looked like bland, like Action Zone at Kings Island. And I'm not saying I hate Action Zone at Kings Island. I'm just saying like it is a bland area with not that much going on except for roller coasters and flat rides, of course. But Kentucky Kingdom has like a lot of just like paths, I guess. I find it really cool how you can either walk over a bridge over the road or you can walk through like a crosswalk. But I do kind of find it weird how there's just a road in the middle of Kentucky Kingdom, kind of random. But yeah. So, Kentucky Kingdom ranking number 5. Hollyhock and Roll made by Vekoma. Hollyhock and Roll, not much to say about it. If this isn't your number 5, I mean, like, I don't know why it wouldn't be your number 5 in a roller coaster enthusiast perspective, you know. If you absolutely hate coasters and you love, like, be just riding chill roller coasters, like Hollyhock and Roll, then this is your type of coaster. But in like a, you know, thrill seeker perspective, Hollyhock and Roll should always be your number 5. I don't see why it wouldn't be your number 5. But number 4. Okay, I'm still debating on this though. I haven't fully decided what my number 4 is because I keep on going back and forward on my number 4 and number 3. But I think I know what I'm going to choose here. Number 4, give me Woodland Run, made by Dane Corporation. I might get some hate for this, but I think Woodland Run was forceless on the drop, which I do not think it should be. I think it looked super intimidating, and then you actually do it, and it's like, oh, that's it. And then you get absolutely whipped into the side of the cart. It just, like, was painful, I guess, you know, like, it hurt. It was rough, you know. I just did not like it that much. And then my number 3 is Kentucky Fire. This one was, like, smooth. You know, it was smooth. And it had some, like, good pops of airtime. It was like a mini Mystic Timbers. And if you know me, I love Mystic Timbers. But, like, Kentucky Fire was just better. Because it was, like, smoother, I guess. And my number 2 and not 1, you can go back and forward with these ones too. My number 2 is Lightning Run. This has the airtime of an RMC. I'm just gonna say that. Its ejector is crazy. Along with the floater is crazy. It is a crazy coaster. I rode this thing once and once only, and it was in the back row. I do not get scared on roller coasters, and this thing scared me. Like, it kind of scared me, which is mind-boggling to me. And then my number 1 is Wind Chaser, obvious. The inversions, the airtime, all perfect. I just really liked this coaster, and I can see why people were like, it's the only RMC I've ridden, but this thing was just a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun too. Excuse me, that burps. I don't know why I'm burping so much today. Old Saint Nick. You know, I'm gonna save Holiday World for the next episode. So I'm just gonna end it off at Kentucky Kingdoms right here, you know, just like kind of make it a short first episode. I don't want to go too far on my first episode, you know, just because I don't want to go too far, get you guys all bored. I bet you're tired of hearing my annoying voice. I know it's annoying. It's kind of scratchy, not gonna lie. But maybe that's just my talking all day voice. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in our next podcast / video. Depends what it is. I'll see you guys later. Bye.